Mr. Base Science reporting from the field with a butterfly. It is amazing morning. It's a high tide on Playa Uvitas. The sun is beaming like the tropical sun is every single day, except those days it's behind the clouds. But today sun is back. Hey! No freaking way! Hey, that's Paul Saladino! That's Paul Saladino surfing there. Hey, asshole! Come here! Come here! People have a couple things to say to you, asshole! You freaking bastard! Oh yeah. Paul Saladino just freaking surfing his way out of this trouble. He don't want none of this smoke. Yeah, surf away. Surf away like a freaking secret society. Anyway, we actually are at Uvita, the land of Paul Saladino. The highest IQ move that dude ever made was move from America to Playa Uvita, or the mountains of Uvita. That was the highest IQ big brain move that dude ever made. But I have a couple things to say about Paul Saladino. First of all, my spidey senses are telling me exactly the same thing that Frank Tufano. Say what you want about that guy. He's also kinda weird. This influencer's kinda weird. But anyway, my spidey senses are telling me exactly the same things as Frank Tufano has said about Paul Saladino. Paul Saladino, one of those guys, just magically pop up out of nowhere and starts to get hundreds of thousands, if not even millions of views without saying any freaking new stuff, without saying anything new, bringing anything new to the table. Just the same talking points. He don't even got that much charisma or entertainment or whatever. Like, I mean, he seems like a good guy. He seems like he wants best for everybody. But he pops out of nowhere, and then he has some truths, obviously, but they come with the supplements. They come with the scams. They come with the shilling. Let's talk about he became famous with his carnivore shit. Why did he become famous with that? He wasn't the first one. He didn't bring anything new to the table, but he was the one who made this carnivore book and made millions out of it. And now he can take those dollar bills and build a freaking mansion in the hills of Uvita, and he can surf here every single day, and he can pay for the freaking raw goat's milk that's overpriced over here. But anyway, it's pretty weird that he got all the views, he got all the book sales, but then he had all these autoimmune problems and carnivore diet helped him, yada yada yada. We have heard that shit about a million times already. But then he moved from America to lower latitude, right here where I am right now, where it's freaking nature on steroids. It's beautiful. You feel amazing pretty much every single day. He moved here, like I said, the highest brain maneuver Paul Saladino ever did. And then he was like, okay, I can freaking eat couple fruits. I can have some dairy. I can have eggs. I can even have probably some vegetables. And then he freaking changed everything he said about this book that sold for millions. I'm even questioning that a little bit. Did it even sell millions? But anyway, if it did, all those people who bought the book, they got freaking kinda dunked on. Because when he moved to the better environment, his body was like, oh my god, this is amazing. I feel amazing. I can handle all this and this. And then obviously he wants to start eating all of the fruits, all of the honey, the dairy, whatever, also the meat. Because here you can do that easily. But then he rebrands himself with this animal-based diet. But he never he kinda makes it like all about food again. Like, you can have fruits, you can have the honey, you can have all the sugar. But did she never mention that the environment, the change of environment, the drastic change of an environment actually made that change for him? Did he ever highlight that point? Because that point is the most important point when it comes to the change in Mr. Paul Saladino. I don't think he really did. He don't really highlight the point that if you are in Costa Rica, you can do all this shit. But if you still live in New York or Chicago, even in California these days, or some other high latitude place like Finland where I'm from, if you do that, if you eat the Costa Rican pineapples and bananas in New York every single day, and you smash down the Manuka honey in Chicago every single day, maybe you ain't gonna do so well because you don't got this shit. You don't got the 9th or 8th north latitude tropical sunlight. You don't got this shit. Paul Saladino got this shit every single day. He's surfing out there, which is one of the wisest things he ever does. But he don't really highlight that. Like he said, oh yeah, you get great grounding over here. The sun is pretty nice, but I made this homemade freaking homemade sunscreen out of whatever, coconut oil and tallow and shit. But he never highlights how freaking important that is. That kind of environmental change was the reason he was able to do these changes. Not his freaking supplements. Not his just, oh, I just learned about this new science. Like the sugar, the processed sugar is not the same thing as fruit sugar. You can even have fruit juices. They're not the same thing. Like he tries to play all of this nutrition game, but he never mentions this shit. And then, like all of these influencers that got big by an accident, they just kinda pop up and get millions of views and make millions of dollar bills out of these books that then they change their mind in 2 years later. What the fuck is up with that? But like every one of them, oh, you can eat all of this and this, but also these supplements, creatine is very important. Creatine very important. Like you can have a little bit of this, you can have a little bit fruit, but remember to buy my freeze-dried testicles, freeze-dried liver, because liver tastes so bad. Liver tastes no good. Testicles, they very bad. They taste freaking fine. They taste really good actually. What the fuck are you saying? We don't need your supplements. We don't need your freeze-dried testicles and liver. So you can live the chill life here at the Uvita in your freaking mansion. Anyway, like Frank Tufano said, I think plenty of these guys may be in some of those 33 type of things, if you know what I'm saying. That's how they actually make really the money. And that's why they always come with some truths that get the smooth brainers like, wow. And then they build this big luxury house and the smooth brainers go, ah. And then they go here surfing and they here at the Costa Rica with this beautiful environment in the mansion, in the luxury house, and everybody's like, wow, he got the life all figured out. I better buy those supplements so I can also have life like that. But guess what? You just out of your dollar bills that you could have spent on your plane ticket. Instead you waste them on toxic products that these shills and these scammers are selling you. You just freaking waste your hard-earned dollar bills. What I'm saying, you wanna spend those dollar bills here. Do your freaking beach bum life or whatever. Like save those dollar bills and build your own house here at Uvita. You don't need the creatine. You need this shit, you need this shit, you need this shit, and you need some quality food that Costa Rica got plenty of. You don't need the freeze-dried testicles, the freeze-dried liver, the organs. You don't need that. You just eat the organs. They are extremely cheap over here, and they are million times better if you eat them out of the butcher here instead of those lineage packages. And you know, creatine is toxic. All the other products are like whatever. They're superfluous. Who gives a fuck? They're just taking your dollar bills out of your pocket, scamming you, popping out of nowhere, getting millions of views, having these luxury houses so every freaking NPC goes, wow, I wanna buy this guy's products, instead of coming themselves here and curing themselves out of the NPC disease. Activating the smooth brain finally. Yeah, that's what I gotta say about Paul Saladino. If I meet him here, because today I'm gonna go to the Paul Saladino's farmers market. If I see him, I'm gonna interview him. Let's see what he has to say. Because he seems like such a nice guy. He seems like he knows what he's talking about. He got all these studies. He seems very wise. This is why I do this is why I do that. Everything is robotic. The best one of these recent videos, he went to Spain, Mallorca, and he was in the restaurant. He was almost malfunctioning, like desserts, no, Easter seagulls, like he couldn't even freaking eat a steak on a restaurant in Mallorca. Get real, bro. I think those are the lizard people, if I'm being completely honest. Maybe not. Maybe he just plays a little bit dumb. But I don't think so, because he knows so much about. He says the right things about light, the EMF, the food, but he never actually promotes and highlights the actual based reality. What's actually behind all of that shit, which is this one, which I say every single video. So, Paul Saladino, if we bump into each other, we're gonna draw some feast. Anyway, you made the right decision coming here, Paul. Like I said 2 times already, that was the best decision you could have made. Getting your ass out of America to Uvita Beach, Uvita, Costa Rica. This place is so good place. Might be my favorite place in Costa Rica this far. Maybe. But anyway, that's it. Go get some sunlight, go get some grounding, go swim in the ocean, watch the surfers, maybe go surf yourself if you wanna do that. Go kiss the surfer ladies, hit on them because they are healthy. They're probably more fertile than 95% of other females. So life is good at the Uvita Beach. Paul Saladino, kiss my ass. See you later.